Video describing some of the design flaws that I've had with the Ego snowblower. Today's offender is the rock. It's this guy. There's a bit of green speck on that rock right about there. What happened was this rock was situated on the road. See if I can get it in there. On the sidewalk, I assume snowplows kicked it up. And as this scoop came around, it just simply kicked in, grabbed it, and then it just gets stuck because the blade can easily pick up rocks, and then it can't do anything with, it can't scoop the rock around because the floor gives it no room. The other one that I've run into is that sometimes it will scoop up right against here. And there's this metal bracket in the way, and then when it comes around on the metal bracket, this is even worse. It grabs it. So get that rock back. It'll get stuck right there against the metal bracket. It's hard to get it just right. I've got the snowblower bent back, but yep, there we go. It just jams right in there, and then when it jams, it breaks the first thing that happens is it will bend this entire blade back, and then the shear pin will break. And you can see I've had to bend this thing back before. I don't know if you can see that paint, but when it breaks, what happens is this metal end will then bend. If I get it right in there. Right now it looks like there's a good 1/2 inch clearance, but when it hits it, it will bend and actually scrape up against this wall, so that when you feel like you've replaced the shear pin and you fix it, you turn it on, this thing comes around and smack. It smacks that again and can break the next shear pin. The third issue, it's hard to see now, this thing is melted, but back there's a little bit left over. This is probably not the best video for it, but in the very back here, there's a bit of a gap. And in this gap, snow will build up. And it builds up and turns into ice. They're trying to protect this nut right here. But as it builds up and turns into ice, you can hear the impeller really struggle as it tries to get around all that ice. It's constantly building up ice on that back. And you hear it just chun-chun-chun-chun-chun-chun-chun. I've once smelled the snowblower try to struggle around it, and I assume it can keep going, but boy, the first little bit you do on the snowblower, it sounds fine, but once the ice builds up, that snowblower is loud and it shakes, and it just sounds like it's going to break. But I haven't found a fix for that at all. I just assume that you get about a driveway's worth or 1/2 a driveway's worth before that thing builds up.